Formula 1, che spettacolo!
L'ossigeno che spinge a respirare è una ragione grande come il mare, come il mare.
La tiene bassa!
Tutto quello che ho.
Che magia!
Yes! We did it! Grandissimi!
Hello, welcome back everyone to another round in the season. Sebastian Campo is on pole for David Sergera. It's a solid front row. Ultra on Devendo, P3 and P4 from Blade Dragon Sonic, and Raver, who occupied the third row. Versio lines up 7th from Tom Leon, solid result for them too. Mark Adelaide 9th from Pablo Sierra. The cable round off the top of the grid, and the bottom half starts Wallace Henley and Grigorov. Then Nick Leon, then Butler. Average qualities for them. Nick Leon could probably do better. There's Van Horn 17th from Fong, Castro, Klein, bottom 2 of Bonsard, and Eduardo. So here we are in Hungary. Campo on pole. He's been seeing pole multiple times in his career. Can he convert to winners? We are 5 red lights and we are underway already in Hungary. And it is a good reaction time for Davy Sergera, who has the advantage into the first corner. Will he be able to lead the Grand Prix? He does lead it. Devendel already putting the pressure onto Sebastian Campo, the man who won the German Grand Prix last time out. Will be looking to get another win as Ocampo takes P1 back. Dave Sergera alongside, but he's been unable to stay alongside. He drops back down. Ocampo takes the lead properly again. Eduardo on hards, also Nick Leon on hards. So hard and not a popular choice. We know how well the two-stop has done at this track, so drivers are going to have to consider that into their strategies, as well as the one-star. BDS trying to fight Versio in 6th as he is staying behind, but he's finally found some pace as he does go alongside the Brazilian driver, who will have the inside line here into the penultimate corner. BDS will be trying his hardest down the inside of Versio, and he takes P6 in the Grand Prix. Tom Leon on the Alfa Romeo, the Red Bull, however, getting overtaken by Sierra as I said on the leaderboard. He hasn't really. Tom Leon up at P7 now. Ocampo leading by 3.5 tenths of a second from Sergio, Devendo and Ultra. Ravo falling behind in the other Ferrari. Very clearly, Ravo just trying to stay away from everyone else, just in his own race. BDS though lapping quicker behind on soft tyres, which are going to have more performance than the mediums at the moment. So yeah, BDS needs to use these softs, get ahead of Ravo. He'll have some clean air, which he'll be able to use for himself. He came all down P12, he's got Adelaide in front for company. If he can get up through ahead of Adelaide, that's going to be another step towards points. It might have to be Wallace that he has to overtake. Adelaide going for the move on Wallace. Adelaide will get the inside line on Wallace, but Wallace is too far ahead for Adelaide to make a move. However, waiting for this first straight here to start a brand new lap. I don't think Adelaide's going to be able to go for a move. He might go for it anyways. Into turn 1, both enable DRS. And Adelaide is now perfectly alongside the Racing Point driver around the outside, and the inside line seems to have worked out more. And in fact, he's already trying to fight Sierra. Devendo has got a penalty for causing a collision. The two Mercedes must have been battling, and Devendo must have hit Sergera in the process. Something like that's probably happened. Sergera tried to regain P2 as he is desperate because the championship is starting to fall away. It's crumbling every single race at this point now. Ultra just lurking on the back, waiting to use his tyres up. Of course, he's going to want to push. Now, the tyres also have the same sort of percentage, except for Sergera, whose tyres seem to be in a bit of an anomalous state, being 2% worse than Ultra. Which is clear, Sergera is going to be struggling with the way his tyres are. BDS catching up to Ravo, however he's not been able to make them softs work out. Are the mediums a better race tyre? Well, we'll find out at the end of the race. as Eduardo and Boxer are miles behind the rest of the pack. Of course, you don't want to be in a Williams realistically at a track like this where even speed is an important part at the circuit, and of course you'd be able to tell already it's not worked out, the Williams and their stacking methods, because they've just got no pace. It's very occasional that they score points. Demerdo is in P2 now, probably Tokera falling behind a bit. It's clear that his tyres are not doing good. Ocampo, though, race leader, who will be the first person to pit in this top pack, as none of these top 4 pit. These, though, are the top 4 of the most competitive cars. All 4 of them have the same performance on their car, and yellow flags in the 3rd sector. Something has happened to someone at Sierra, who fixes his front wing, going from softs to hard tyres, and hards are a pretty good choice. Hards also look pretty good in the Renault cars as well, which I quite like. As Demerdo still putting the pressure on Ocampo, no one is getting away from this race without any pressure. And Demerdo is going to go for it down the inside of Sebastian Ocampo. It doesn't work out. He has to slow down. Ocampo continues to pull forward. And that was a bit of a costly mistake there from De Benedetto. Of course, he's now a race winner in the series. And Taco Van Horn, he is the last place now, but he has been onto fresher tyres. Sierra will start to catch Boxard and Eduardo. But yeah, we can't not focus on this pack as Ocampo hits. De Benedetto stays out, Sergio stays out, and Ultra. So it's only Ocampo here who's pitting. It's a bit of an interesting choice, but he is going for the hards, which are probably the better race tyre. In a situation like this, he comes out of his pit box at number 55. And as long as he doesn't have too much traffic, which he looks like he will have too much traffic, he should be fine as long as he can carve through the field a bit then. As Castro gets by, Klein also gets by, and Marcus Klein, he will be losing that place very quickly. Ocampo does get it. Oh, it's going to puncture! The Red Bull driver is going to puncture after only 1 turn. What has happened there? It's a front right puncture for the Red Bull driver, and that's 1 less car in contention for the win today. And it is absolute pain for Red Bull as Ultra gets a penalty. The audio has completely cut. So, yeah, I don't know if it's cut on the recording as Sergio pits. Ultra is in P2. De Benedetto is alongside him as he enables DRS heading down the straight. Ultra there in 1st place as the audio is back. So sorry about that one. As there we are alongside each other. Ultra De Benedetto there in a fight right now. Sergio, he's went for the earlier stop, and he does not get a puncture, unlike Ocampo, who's still struggling to make his way around the racetrack. And De Benedetto and Ultra, they're still side by side, my god. And that is one battle we're seeing out in front. As for Sergio, is he getting held up at all? Yeah, I think he is definitely being held up. And De Benedetto, he's got another penalty. He's into the wall, he's got damage. That is a penalty that no one wants to see, as Ultra is going to cover the pits. Same thing for Dominic. Both drivers in the pits. Benedetto will be there for an additional 5 seconds longer than Ultra. He'll be stationary for 10. Ultra will be stationary for 5. As Sergio is going to pass by, as Ultra is still waiting to get his tyres changed. The time's up. He's on the hards. And through goes Davy Cerquiera, who's now P4 in this race. He's going to get both McLarens with ease there, and that puts him up into P2. Ultra comes out the pits behind Bravo. So yeah, I imagine there'll be some orders down to Ferrari to swap the drivers. Ultra Bro is faster. Now Sergio, though, he is going for a two-stop strategy. He is on the softs, and there is Ultra there on the hards. So it looks like we're going to be seeing a similar sort of strategy to what we saw last season, which resulted in BDS winning the race. As we are looking now towards the soon-to-be race leader, probably I imagine will be pitting soon. Rainbow and Ultra, they're side by side, they're fighting. No Team Waters and Ferrari, they're just going to fight. But Ultra does pass by up into P5. Tom Leon pits for soft tyres. So he's another one who's went for the two-stop strategy. He just went for a bit more of a unique version of it. Leon and Adelaide, though, they are in their own little battle. Of course, both of them on extremely worn tyres. Adelaide with a penalty. Leon does not have a penalty. They're side by side into the third, second corner. I don't know what that counts as. Boxarov into the pits for the first time this race. He will be exiting the pits, possibly P21, but also P22 is a possibility as well. It all depends on Ocampo, who's down in last place. As he round the final corner, Boxarov leaving the pits. It looks like he's going to be P21. Ocampo is P22 in the Red Bull. Dave Saraceno for 9-second lead. Ultra's going to pass by on Nick Leon. Can he get it done now? Yes, he can. An aggressive overtake. But he's got it. He needs the overtakes now. Of course, there are now 8 laps remaining in this race. Ultra is going to have to do 10 whole laps overall on hard compound tyres. It's a bit of a risky one as Adelaide comes at the pits. He's going to get rid of their medium tyres. He's done 9 laps, so there's no reason why the hards cannot do 10. As it's like just but a scratch for them hard tyres. The Bravo now holding up the guys behind, which is literally just Nick Leon, or soon to be Pablo Sierra, who's found himself in an extremely strong provisional P4 position as a result of all like the chaos and stuff from before. De Benedetto, he's looking to get ahead of Blade Dragon Sonic. However, they are legitimately in the fight, so he's not gonna have to give up place. But down the inside, De Benedetto done the same moves before, the one that failed. In fact, he's forced BDS to actually have the inside line, which is not what you want your opponent to have, because the inside line is typically the better line, because it's a shorter distance. And De Benedetto will use his extra car power and go down the inside, and out of the race will go Lam Fong. And there it is, on fire. Wow. Now that must be annoying for Sergio, who could have got a free pit stop out of that, but he's not going to get a free pit stop at all. One person who will get part of a free pit stop is Nick Leon, as the VSC is ending on soft goes Nick Leon, and we are underway once again in Hungary. UK will get up into P9, Wallace gets up into P10, I think, as you could just see Nick Leon leaving the pit in a whole gaggle of cars. Boxar gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision with Sebastian Ocampo, who moves up in 20th place. It's nowhere near the point, so that is no points position whatsoever. Eduardo's been on them hard tires the entire race, as Sergio will start a struggle on the softs. Now imagine if Ultra did not get that penalty, he would only be a second from Sergio. But of course he violated the track limits, and of course that is what the punishment is. And on to more softs. What is going on at Mercedes? They clearly think the softs are a good race tyre in this sort of situation, as Ferrari now lead a 1-2 in Hungary. Now who would have expected that? A 1-2 for the Ferrari team. As Sergio is dropping down to P7. That's where he's got to try and get up to first from, while stay on them tyres till the end of the race. This strategy is ridiculous. Now, will it work? Well, we'll have to find out. If BDS comes at the pits, getting rid of the mediums to go on to more mediums, Eduardo's still staying out. He has done 11 whole laps on that tyre. Taco Van Horn He's on much fresher tires. He's been on them for 2 laps now as BDS comes out in P19. Sebastian Campo's only just there. However, Campbell's sides, they're not making it to the end. Ultra leading by 5.6 seconds. Davey Cerquera is already on Pablo Sierra, who's been on the hards for 7 laps. Now this here is a battle for P6. However, the battle may not last long. As there we go, Cerquera through to P6. Versus Theo in P5 for Alfa Romeo. Will he be able to hold on to that position for long? Or will he just fall to Cerquera, who's charging in the Mercedes? There's no fight at all. Cerquera P5 as Castro gets a penalty. One has out. The other's got a penalty. Tormolion and De Benedetto, they're fighting. So despite Tormolion getting DRS, though, it's no use. De Benedetto is through. And Cerquera is just on the back. As we're on lap 13 of 17 now. Cerquera, if he wants to win this race, he's got to make moves. And he's got to do them now. Or else his softs will just die. And I did not see that at all. Round the outside. And he threw up into another place. It's P4. And he may end up getting past De Benedetto as well. Who has the inside line. Round the outside goes Cerquera. Down the inside. He's up into P3. Will he be able to hold it? It looks like he will. And once again, no fight. He's only been on tires for 1 lap. And he's already pushing. I'm just making up words now. So yeah, Cerquera pushing around the final corner, and he is already going to be on the attack on Revo. 4 laps to go in Hungary. Now, who will come out the winner today? Ultra, though, he needs to win this for the World Championship purpose. We've got 10 rounds to go, including this one, so there's only 9 more to go after this. Sierra comes in for a second stop of the day on medium tyres, so soft clearly are not an option down at Renault. And speaking of soft, Cerquera's using his, and he's using the well. And there we are, Cerquera, first track limit warning there, being put on to him. Revo, on the other hand, is unable to fight the Brazilian driver, as Haas are finally showing their wear. Now David Cerquera, he's pushing. That's what he's got them tyres for. Softs are there for a reason. They put him on them because it's an aggressive compound, as well as fighting Butler for P10. Butler down the inside, and he's threw up into that place legitimately now. Adelaide also on the back of Wallace. Gets through Wallace, no issue at all. Now it's his turn trying to get the points as Eduardo pits for the first time. And there we are, coming out the pits, comes Eduardo. And it looks like he's managed to get in Davey Cerquera's way there. Now on them, see we've got DRS, which will be the relief of Ultra, but he's got 3 more laps to hold on. 3 laps to hold on to that. And they'll stop to Cerquera, they will be starting to wear soon. You'll see the visible wear very, very soon. Now if Ultra can win this race, he will kill 7 points in on the championship, which I think pulls the gap down to 16 points. Of course, I can't say he's going to win, and I can't say he's going to lose. I can't predict the future. As K1 moves up into P18, Sebastian Campo right there. His tyres are wearing out a lot. Of course, that puncture completely destroying his race. Putting onto fresh tyres and of course getting a puncture after literally 1 corner. As starting lap 16 goes Ultra Pro, he's only lost just over a second this lap compared to the 2 that he was losing before. So there's only 2 more laps to go. Is this even enough time for Cerquera to close in the gap on Ultra Pro and take the race win? As into the pits for a second time comes Botsarov. As also going by comes versus Theo, who will be looking to unlap. So Nick Leon is not going to be a threat at all. Versio seems to have this P5 in the bag, assuming nothing goes wrong with his tyres or anything. And Ultra, he's been taking this race incredibly well. The hards have always seemed to be a good race tyre down at the Ferrari team. Of course, Bahrain wasn't really good for them. Of course, they didn't even have that good of a car back then. It's Klein and BDS fighting. Klein forced wide. BDS on the outside line. On the medium tyres. It's the mediums versus the hards. As BDS gets through into P13. Onto the final lap. Ultra still leading. BDS are going to go down the inside of Damian Castro into the chicane. Lap 17. This is the final lap of this race. Devin Butler in P11. How long could he hold on to that? He's been on his hard tires for 8 laps. And it's been 4 laps on BDS's mediums. As up into gear 8. He gets through up into P11. Dragon are now 11-16. It's been an awful race for them. As there's still a chance BDS can catch Adelaide, but how likely is it? I'd say not that likely. The gap though is only 2 seconds. So it's just not been enough laps for Sergio. His soft tyre wear has came up to him. 6 laps he's having to do on land softs overall. Ultra Bro, he's had to do 10 laps as fast second one for Tom Leon. But this is the moment that you've been waiting for. Ultra Bro continuing to charge for the championship. He now reduces the gap to 16 points. He wins the Hungarian Grand Prix in spectacular style. Sergio is going to get second, 2.9 seconds behind. Joey Tomato rounds off the podium for Mercedes. It's a solid result for him. Ravel's best result in quite some time. He gets P4, 11 laps of that tyre as well. Versio finishes 5th. Nicola miles behind at the end of it. And so it's P6 for him, as Adelaide is not going to be caught by Blade Dragon Sonic. But Adelaide, he's going to push for P9 towards the line, I think. Pulling over to the inside. And it's Headley who gets it from BDS in 11th. Then Butler, UK Wall, Castro, Klein, Wallace, Van Horn, Gregorov, and Ocampo. Eduardo Boxer are both a lap down and lap long out of this race. And once again, it's another Ferrari victory this season. It's been one incredible one as well. Ultra, he is determined to get the second world title. Dave Sergio, he is also determined to get it. And Donald Vento just probably trying to get more race wins so he can have a good chance next season. And so with that, Ultra and Ferrari celebrating a lot probably after that win. They are truly taking the fight to Mercedes, and they totally deserve it. So yeah, with that, let's listen to the Colombian national anthem. Ultra wins the Hungarian Grand Prix for Sergio Devedo. That is your podium. Rail gets one of his best results this season with P4. Adversity gets 5th, a solid result for Alfa Romeo. Tom Leon 6th from Nick Leon and 7th at Sierra. Headley, Adelaide, BDS. Butler, UK Wall, Klein, Wallace, Van Horn, Castro, Gregorov, Ocampo, who had a puncture after only one corner on his fresh tyres. Wado and Boxarov, Lamfong were tiring earlier on. So that is it for Hungary. I hope you enjoyed that race, but we've got Belgium next, so we'll see you when F1 Classic returns. Have a good day everyone, and goodbye.